AFTV, we doing a player ratings with Lee. The judge is here to judge.
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. I like that. Judgment Day, and it really was Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Because we were pretty awful today.
Yeah, I think like we've just been chatting about it. I think, you can rest a few players. We all agree that should probably be done. But Mikel didn't actually pick a team to win the game. He picked a team to rest players. And I think that's where he's gone wrong today.
What? So how do you come to that conclusion? He's picked a team to rest players.
Well, I think we've sort of sat down and chatted about it, and we've all agreed that there probably should have been a little rest of a few players, but not so many, just like one or two, three maybe, and then still have enough to win the game. But I think when you looked at that team, even when we looked at Southampton's team, we didn't really give it much chance, So and listen, I can understand when people turn around and say, "Oh, we got so and so playing, £72 million player playing," but as we have listened to the interviews and that, these players are not in form. So you played 3 or 4 players that weren't in form, and you got what we got.
All right, let's get into the ratings. Leno in goal.
Yeah, I think he should keep his place for Tuesday. Great save.
I was surprised actually that they didn't go with Matt Ryan.
Yeah, considering they'd made 8 changes, he might as well made 9, mightn't he? Really, So, but no, for me, I thought Leno done really well. Good save. Yeah. To be honest, he's going a little bit under the radar at the moment because I think he's playing quite well.
Yeah, he is.
And he's done well. And he took a little bit of stick at the beginning of the season, but he's only mucking about with that. But I thought he done really well today. Done everything that he should have done. Probably Arsenal's man of the match. That says it all.
So what are you giving?
7.
7. Bellerin.
I didn't think Bellerin as bad as what everybody was saying. If I be honest, what I've seen on Twitter and everything like that, I didn't think he was that bad. 6 out of 10 for me. I think you made a great point on the stream. He puts things in on a hope.
I just find that I look at a lot of the other fullbacks across the Premier League, the very top ones. Like say I look at a Robertson, right? Well, maybe before
he ain't doing it. I know.
Maybe before his form fell off, and Trent Alexander-Arnold and those guys, and they try to pick players out.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes I just find with Bellerin, it's just like he puts a ball into an area and hopes that someone might get on the end of it instead of like Kieran Tierney will pick somebody out.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, he didn't have a worse game.
No, I do that 6 out of 10 for me.
Holding.
Well, look. He's been playing quite well last few games, but he was.
This
poor
weren't
today.
one of them.
No, he was all over the shop from where it go. I do think with Rob Holding that he plays a little bit better when he's got a more experienced player alongside him, like i.e. Mertesacker in the cup final against Chelsea a few seasons ago.
He should be that experienced guy.
That's what I'm going to say. David Luiz, when he played the other day, plays well. So this is, Gabriel's, they should be as experienced as each other. They're in that young age and all that. And he just fell apart today. I thought he was awful. Shocker.
They could have had a penalty.
He's just rash.
There was another time when I'm sure that was him. The ball was just kicked, like the Fraser Force was kicked a long ball. It just dropped straight over his head.
Yeah. A little gentle reminder that we need someone else. He's a good squad player. 4 out of 10.
Okay. Gabriel.
Well,
scored an own goal. Started off.
He had a disaster.
He actually in the second half
picked up a little bit. Second half.
He was all right in the second half, but the first half he was all over the place.
No, he picked it up in the second half. But his first half was bad. Listen, he hasn't played since Christmas. It's Christmas. That was the one player you want to play in there. Play all the other players around him so that he can get rid of the rustiness. The rustiness started to come away in the second half because he did do better in the second half. But
he looked nervous.
He looked
right at the start of the game when the ball was passed him. It went under his leg. That was his first thing in the game. Sometimes when you start off like that.
And listen, you can train as much as you like. This is what I say about players that are not playing. You can train and do whatever you want. It's nothing like a match game. And it's a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper. He got found out in the first half. He comes back into it in the second half. But 4 out of 10 as well.
Would you play him on Tuesday?
Yeah, I would still. I think because he'd done enough in the second half to say that he was a bit back to his best. But, I would probably, none of them... 2 central defenders done him any favours. David Luiz would be quite pleased with their performances today.
Cedric.
Well, I think Cedric was.
Left.
Yeah, I think Cedric was outstanding on the last game. So Mikel Arteta said, "Oh, I better get him on the left so we can have a mare, so I can drop him for the next one." That's what it seemed to me. So look, listen, he's not a left back. I think he done really well on the last game.
Shows that we need a left back.
Yeah, he showed up today. We need, Arsenal Football Club haven't got a left back or someone that can play left side. He's not very good fit. We've got 3 or 4 central defenders that are left-footed, but we haven't got one that can another left back, and I think that's a bit of a worry for me. So that's something that we need to address.
Kolasinac, we sent him on loan.
Yeah, sent him on loan.
We need a left back, don't we?
we sent him on loan at the beginning of the month, and by the end of the month, we still haven't got anybody. And again, it's another little mistake in the transfer window, if I'll be honest. But Cedric done okay today, nothing special. 5 out of 10.
All right, El Neni.
Oh well, listen, I think.
This mistake that led to the goal. This
is the thing that gets me about Mikel Arteta a little bit. We know that them El Neni and Xhaka can't play together because we've seen it in the beginning of the season, and I realised it, and I'm pretty sure that when you've got a manager like Mikel Arteta, he should have realised it as well. And I feel he set them two up to foul, and more so El Neni, because El Neni doesn't play week in, week out. So he had a poor game today, give away the goal. For the first go, it was his mistake in the first bit, so 4 out of 10. I thought he was poor today.
Xhaka.
Well, this is what I'm saying about player. You're resting players, and you've rested 5 or 6, 7 or 8. And we're saying players shouldn't be rested because or had to be rested today because you're scared of them get injured. Well, Xhaka's been playing like 5, 6, 7, 8 games. He looks a little bit jaded today. So
yeah, he did.
So you're putting him at risk. But what was it? Okay, if you feel that you can get by without him, I don't know. But I thought he looked very, very jaded off the pace, and 5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I think you're right. He was so off the pace. All right, in front of him, Willian.
Do you know what? Willian was poor today, but again, I think every other player that's playing for Arsenal, when he sees his name on the team sheet, they think, "Oh my God, thank God for that. He's going to get it before I do." And I do believe that. I didn't think he was worse than say like Pepe and Eddie today, but he will get the.
The thing about him though, he don't do anything.
No.
So you look at him in games and you think to yourself, he hasn't been terrible. So all right, this is how I look on him, right? If you was to look at him in a game sometimes and look at his stats, he probably hasn't given the ball away much.
No.
He's probably completed quite a few little short passes, but he's done nothing. He's playing in the number 10 position. He's had no impact on the game whatsoever. He's not created an assist. He's not dribbled past 2 players.
No, that is the key. Yeah.
He's not done anything to create a spark. And that's why he gets criticised, because a guy of his ability should be able to do those things. Yeah. But my outlook on him this season is that he just drifts through games. And he ain't been brought into... If we wanted someone to drift through games, I'm sure we could find a load in the academy or other players who could play in that position.
Well, that is a great point. And it is a great point because there was 2 or 3 times today he got the ball and he has the chance to go past the player, but he hasn't got the power or the pace to go through that. Now, the argument you just said is, well, Willock could do that.
Yeah.
And
Willock could do it. Reece Nelson could do it.
Exactly.
Anybody, he just drifts around.
And so I think to myself, with all that money, and also you could actually go, right, well, we're not getting the best out of Pepe out of the wide. Well, let's put him in there and see if he can do it, because at the end of the day,
now, we?
Yeah, well, this is it, because at the end of the day,
goal next?
Well, yeah, but it's not working. Whatever you're doing, what he's doing, the worst thing about it, from my point of view, is that it's restricting someone coming through, someone else playing or whatever, and that is my problem. Willock could play there, do no worse. Probably wouldn't do no better, but at the end of the day, was on £40,000 a week instead of 200, and then you could have gone and got somebody else with that wages or whatever, like, and and that is the problem, and I don't think we really needed him. Where was you going to play him? You know, there wasn't really any sort of vision into it. You know, when they actually said, right, we're going to sign him. Well, oh, all right, yeah, okay. So where are you going to play Saka when he's available? I just feel it's just not been a signing that's worked out. And today, 4 out of 10.
All right, Pepe.
Well, you know, I'm gonna say something about Pepe. I'm disappointed with him today, but. And what we just spoke about it a little while ago, you know, he put in a lovely pass for Eddie, and he missed them. And what happens then is no one says anything, you know what I mean? But say if Aubameyang was on the end of them, we go 2-0 up, win that game 2-1. People say, great assist from Pepe.
Pepe impacted the game. That's true.
But the fact of the matter is, he's been asked to put in there with players around him that are not good enough. He's, you know, if you put, say for instance, you put him in there today alongside Smith Rowe and Saka, and he fouls, you can turn around and go, right, yeah, not good enough. But you put him in there alongside Eddie, Willian, you know what I mean? You're not. It's not really helping him that much, is it? Like, you know, and Martinelli that's coming through from injury. So you're not. You're setting him up to foul, and you know he's not disappointing, is he? Because he is fouling. You know, so 4 out of 10 as well.
Okay. On the other side, we have Martinelli.
I thought Martinelli started off all right. I thought a lot of energy. Started off all right. He ran out of steam. You know,
had that big chance though.
Had the massive chance.
I think you know, a player of his quality should have at least. I'm not necessarily score it, but get it on target. He completely miss it the shot. Yeah,
but this is the thing with Martinelli, where. You know, he misses that, and everybody seems to think, oh, well, give him a chance, give him that, because it's Martinelli. You know what I mean?
But he's been out for a long time. That's
exactly.
Why.
So everybody at this moment,
and he's got credit in the bank because we know what he can do.
Exactly. So you're going to give him that little bit of time, and whatever. Like, you know, we know what he can do. I'm a big fan of his. I felt that again, you're setting him up to foul a little bit with the players you're playing alongside him. If you put him along with the better players, he's going to be better. But. Listen, for me today, it was about him getting minutes, getting some minutes under his belt, ready for the other games as well. So, unfortunately, like we ain't got no cup games where he can play in there, so he's going to have to push for his place. I felt he'd done okay in the first sort of 20-25 minutes. You say failure, 5 out of 10, but
all right, down the middle, Eddie Nketiah.
Very, very. Again, you know, set up to foul, and he did. You know, and. I don't really like to criticise.
Set up to fail, but he's got chances.
Yeah, he had chances, and the fact of the matter,
when you get those chances, when that ball gets played through to you as a striker, it's you and the keeper. Yeah, there's no one else to blame. It's like, here's the chance.
Yeah, and
all right, you missed that one. Here's the next chance. He didn't take them.
No, and he didn't. And when you're at a club like Arsenal, you've got to. There's pressure. There's pressure. There's pressure coming.
And the pressure is no bigger than on a striker.
No, and it's the toughest position to play. Let's be honest. You know, you're asking a young boy of learning his trade up against, you know, in the toughest position up there on his own. I don't think he's got the physique to be a holding before. That's why it keeps bouncing off him and all that. He's a player that goes. He's a box, you know, like fox in the box sort of a player, or on the shoulder. But when you're playing up there up front on your own, you're asked to do that job. And I don't think that he's quite good enough. That he's getting pressure from within the club, from behind, from the youth, from Balogun. He's getting pressure from the fans. He's getting pressure to get results. It's tough, but at the end of the day, if you want to be successful at Arsenal, you've got to be able to have that pressure and do that. And I think that it's not quite happening. We've got a year left on his contract, he's got a year and a half left on his contract. But if we don't sell him in this transfer window, he's a year left of his contract. So it's a difficult situation what to do, whether to get him out on loan, give him a new contract, or sell him. It's a real difficult decision. But I think it's one that needs to be made now rather than sort of 6 months and then his contract running down. So disappointing game for him today. I will say this in his defence, you know, I can't remember the last time Eddie played. If someone can, off the cuff, just say the last time he hasn't played for a while. So he's not at his sharpest, so he's always going to be tough. But unfortunately, 4 out of 10 today as well.
Okay, Partey, who came on?
Well, when Partey came on, we looked a different team. We got better, and that's because the two players that come on in Partey and Saka, are of a better quality than the ones that come off, and that was Mikel Arteta's mistake. Another 2, instead of resting 6 or 7 players, if he'd rested 4, who knows? But we looked a little bit better then when he come on. I think he's class act, you know, and but we are again at that stage of trying to nurse him through. But when he got on the ball, he just does things that no other player in our team can do. And for me, 7 out of 10, played really well.
Okay, the others were Lacazette, weren't on very long.
No, Lacazette and Saka. I didn't think Saka really... 5s, yeah. I don't think they really contributed too much into the game, really.
Okay, Mikel Arteta today.
Well, I'm disappointed with him. I'm disappointed. I think, as I said earlier on at the beginning of it, I think he needed to rest a few players, but I think he was a little bit arrogant with his team selection today. I think if you're playing against certain teams at home, you can get away with that result. A championship side, but going to a team that ain't fearing relegation, and realistically are probably higher than their expectations for. They was always going to go for this FA Cup. It's the big game for them, and I think for Southampton this was a bigger game than probably Tuesday. And they chose a strong side, and we didn't have it, and for that, Mikel got it all completely wrong today. I thought his substitutions he done okay with, but by doing that too late, and also by putting them on, Robbie, as we said earlier on, he showed that he'd done it wrong. So 2 out of 10 for me today. I know. He's lost us the FA Cup. Team selections lost us the FA Cup.
Referee?
I thought he was atrocious. I don't really like to criticise referees. I know Ty was saying earlier on it's all about the Arsenal and all that lot.
Well, Ty's writing a letter.
He's writing a letter and unbelievable, like, you know what I mean. But he was just as bad on a few decisions for Southampton as well. I just think he was genuine. It's just shocked. He just looked out of his depth. Yeah, exactly, out of his depth. And if I've given Mikel a 2 for being out of his depth today, then I've got to give the ref 2 as well. I thought he was shocking.
Okay, well, that's the Judgement Day player ratings, and they have been quite harsh today, but you can't disagree with a lot of them. Thanks very much, Lee. Let's hope we can get a win on Tuesday.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Hi, I'm Robbie Lyle from AFTV, and I've supported Prostate Cancer UK for many years, and I'm delighted to be signing up for Cancer Deadline Day. Cancer is a devastating disease, and one man dies every 45 minutes from prostate cancer. And if you're black like me, it affects 1 in 4. COVID-19 has really had cancer charities under pressure, and it's been harder than ever for them to be able to raise money. So I'm calling on all football fans, players, clubs, legends, all supporters to participate in Cancer Deadline Day. Click the link in the description and you can select your football club and make a donation and help your club reach the top of the giving table. So click the link in the description right now and make a donation and help us to give cancer the boot.